Chelsea are flying under Thomas Tuchel, but do they have enough to go all the way in the Champions League? Is Coutinho the answer Arsenal have been seeking all these years? What did Ola do to anger Eric Bailly? Are Klopp and Van Dijk not seeing eye to eye? All this and more great stuff coming right up in this new video. So everyone, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to never miss out on the quality football content that you're unlikely to see anywhere else on YouTube. Van Dijk and Klopp in disagreement over Euros. Liverpool's title defence has disintegrated in a rather unprecedented manner. The Reds risk missing out on Champions League football for the next year as well, and winning the title this year might be the only way to avoid said fate. One of the biggest reasons behind the Merseysiders' fall from grace is the injury suffered to talismanic defender Virgil van Dijk. The Dutchman has not featured for the Reds in a very long time, and he's currently in rehab. It is believed that the player might not be fit in time to help Liverpool salvage something out of what looks more and more likely to be a dismal season. However, chances are that the former Southampton man might be fit in time to represent the Netherlands at the European Championships this year. And while it shouldn't be considered a huge deal, it has been reported that the player's insistence on representing the Netherlands at the showpiece tournament is not something his club's manager appreciates. Klopp has already stated that he would prefer to see his star defender sit out the tournament even if he manages to make a timely recovery. However, the national team's manager Frank de Boer is going to wait until the very last minute before he announces his squad for the tournament. Van Dijk has not played a competitive game since October, so you can expect him to take some time before finding his rhythm again. However, the player is apparently hell-bent on helping his country win the tournament, and if he persists to stay the course, he might incur the wrath of Klopp. We can only hope that the disagreement doesn't become a huge controversy, since that's the last thing Liverpool need at the moment. Aguero a wanted man. Sergio Aguero is looking likely to leave Manchester City after the end of the current campaign. The Argentine's contract at the Etihad is set to expire and a new deal isn't in sight. Despite his recent injury record, the veteran striker is still as good as they come, and he's attracting interest from a host of clubs in Europe. Chelsea are reportedly monitoring his situation, and Barcelona have been billed as the most likely destination. However, La Blaugrana might have a hard time to seal this move now that Internazionale have also joined the race. The Nerazzurri are currently on top of the league standings and might be eager to bring in another world-class striker to the Giuseppe Meazza. Antonio Conte definitely has a thing for aging stars after already signing the likes of Ashley Young, Alexis Sanchez and Arturo Vidal this season, so a move for the veteran striker wouldn't be that surprising. However, we wonder if such a move makes any sense. At present, the strike partnership of Romelu Lukaku and Lautaro Martinez is really getting things done for the Italians. Martinez was linked with a move to Camp Nou, but we all know that the Spaniards simply don't have the finances to make that move. But at the same time, Conte's side might be forced to sell one of their prized assets this summer because the club's ownership has financial issues of its own. This could go either way, but selling Martinez might seem like a very plausible idea for a side that needs to balance its books and avoid getting on the wrong side of UEFA financial fair play. United find a cheaper Sancho. It is common knowledge that Man United badly need a right winger to add a more attacking sense to that side of the field. What makes it so important is that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is not the most attacking fullback out there. Therefore, it becomes important to have a right winger who can cover the fullback's attacking shortcomings. This is why the club had been chasing Jadon Sancho for such a long time. The Red Devils were interested in signing him last summer, but Borussia Dortmund's asking price was deemed too high. While Ole Gunnar Solskjaer might still want to sign the young Englishman, the current financial climate and other priorities might make the move never happen. United are keen on signing a centre-back and a striker this summer, but might be able to raise enough cash to sign another right winger. And this is where the team's scouting department comes in. Reportedly, Wolves star Pedro Neto is being considered as a great alternative and would cost around £50 million, way less than what the club would have had to have paid for Sancho. Having a more experienced winger in the squad would give the likes of Facundo Pellistri and Amad Diallo enough time to settle into their new surroundings and continue their development without any pressure. Sticking with Manchester United here to let you know that Solskjaer has refused to be drawn on Paul Pogba's long-term future. The French midfielder has a year left on his current deal and he's attracting interest from the likes of Juventus again and Real Madrid. Mino Raiola has always stated that his client will leave Old Trafford, but the player himself has kept the cards close to his chest. and Solskjaer says that the entire team is not focusing on speculation and wants to work on doing well this season. Do you think that United will offer Pogba a new contract, or are they already looking for a perfect replacement? Let us know in the comments. Gerrard to manage Liverpool? At present, we don't know what the future holds for Jurgen Klopp. The German tactician has guided Liverpool to perhaps their most prosperous era in recent memory, but following a poor defence of their league title, it does seem that the former Dortmund man might end up leaving Anfield. Moreover, with the German national team up for grabs once Joachim Löw steps down following the European Championships this year, Klopp might want to consider managing Die Mannschaft. And Dirk Kuyt, a former fan favourite at Liverpool, believes that Steven Gerrard has the right qualities to become a great manager in Merseyside. The two men struck up a great friendship during their time at Liverpool, and after guiding Rangers to their first Scottish title in 10 years, the former England international might eventually get the job. We don't know for sure when that will happen, but it does look more and more likely that Gerrard would eventually be at the dugout of his former team. Barcelona looking to sell Coutinho. Ever since he joined Barcelona a few years ago, things just haven't worked out for the club or Coutinho. The Brazil international is definitely one of the most exciting players to watch when he's on song, but he's failed to live up to expectations. At present, Barcelona will be forced to pay Liverpool another £20 million for his services if he reaches 100 appearances for La Blaugrana. However, the residents of Camp Nou want to avoid paying another hefty amount given their financial situation. Reports claim that Arsenal have been monitoring these developments from afar and could make their move and perhaps exploit the Spanish club's precarious situation to their benefit. Maybe signing Coutinho could be the final piece of the puzzle for the Gunners, who are definitely onto something with their new manager Mikel Arteta. FA Cup misery for United as semi-final draws are announced. So Manchester United took on Leicester City in the quarter-final of the FA Cup. The game was never supposed to be an easy one for either side, but it appeared that Leicester City wanted it more than Solskjaer's men. Brendan Rodgers' side ended up winning the game 3-1 and sealed their place in the last four for the first time since 1982. They'll be facing Southampton in the semi-final at Wembley and have a great chance of winning the trophy. However, it isn't going to be a very easy task, with the tournament's other semi-final seeing runaway league leaders Manchester City take on a resurgent Chelsea side that's looking more and more like a capable outfit under Thomas Tuchel. How far will Chelsea go in the Champions League? When the Champions League quarter-final draws were announced, it appeared that Chelsea got themselves a relatively easier draw. The Blues will take on the high-flying FC Porto, who vanquished Juventus in the round of 16. However, it would be a grave mistake to consider the Portuguese giants as pushovers. Despite going a man down in the second leg against Juventus, they did really well to make a strong comeback. What's to say that they won't do the same thing with Chelsea? But there's one really important thing that we've been ignoring. This Chelsea side is completely different. In fact, if you were to introduce the Chelsea side under Frank Lampard this season to the current one, the former would be blushing with embarrassment. Thomas Tuchel was Lampard's replacement, and it was thought that the first order of the day for the German tactician would be to put out fires. However, the former PSG manager has done way better than that, guiding the team to a commendable unbeaten run of 14 games. The Blues are not easy to score against anymore, having a very settled backline and a great midfield. Jorginho, for instance, was a man who never got any love from Lampard. Today, the Italian has become the linchpin for his side, linking up with Mateo Kovacic and really bossing the midfield. He's even managed to get on the scoresheet a few times. Antonio Rudiger was another person whose career was going nowhere, but the arrival of Tuchel has changed things for the German, who's turned the former Roma man into one of the most solid centre-backs in the league. At the same time, Mason Mount's influence continues to grow, while summer signings Hakim Ziyech, Timo Werner and Kai Havertz are slowly coming into their own. Tuchel is a highly demanding manager, and he doesn't take kindly to players who don't do their job. Against Porto, there will be no margin for error, and you can expect that the wily tactician might have already started making preparations for both legs. If Chelsea are able to navigate their way past Sergio Conceição's side, they will play the winner of the clash between Real Madrid and Liverpool. And judging on recent form, Chelsea should be feeling confident about their chances of making it to the final of the competition. Both Real Madrid and Liverpool have glaring issues at the back, and you can bet that Tuchel will be the best man to exploit those. His sides are very defensively solid and rarely give away cheap goals. The midfield gets very compact when defending, which makes it further difficult to make any headways into the final third, and this is where Porto are likely to struggle over the course of both legs. So, do you want to bet against Tuchel, outwitting his opposite number?